anyway, so Anthony asked me a question, so I'm gonna have him ask me the question again, and I'm gonna explain some stuff. So, what was your question for me?
How do I practice this by myself?
Okay, good. So, when you're practicing this by yourself, after you've gotten an idea, and we'll just do this again, of how there's always, for the most part, when a person's striking, at a certain point there has to be an alignment where you can feel it. Even if it's coming in kind of like in an arcing fashion, please touch this, where you could feel it coming in like it's trying to do a shot to the ribs, or it's kind of like, put your hand out here, I'll show you, where it's kind of coming from here and you maybe redirect it some kind of way. At a certain point, it's still got to come in on some angle or some direction, or some arc toward the body, right? So one of the ways you can practice this on your own is you get a device like this, or something that's hanging. Maybe next time I'll do a video where I'll hang my string down, and you get on one side of it. And what you do is you lightly touch, and you just get into the habit of touching and feeling yourself turn and just get off line a little bit where I'm touching, not pushing, just really getting the body going. And the reason for that is because the most important aspect of this is not necessarily what you're doing with your hands. I mean, obviously your hands are important, but really moving the body. So here's why. Again, I'll stand on a catty corner and I'll try to show this. If I'm throwing this strike at Anthony, I'll do this hand because it's a little harder to see. And I'm trying to hit him here. Visually, it looks like I can just make that work. But once he starts turning, I actually am throwing it to the wrong place. But what makes it work is the fact that he's moving his body, and then his hands are kind of playing off what he's feeling, and then he's just really trying to learn, there you go, to move as little as he needs with his hand, whether he folds the hand, whether he guides it, whether he lets it slide. So whatever he does doesn't matter. He just can't get hit. But the most important aspect of this is no matter which one he does, his body is making adjustments to whatever I'm doing. And it's not limited to just, these strikes down the middle. I'm only showing these strikes down the middle because it's just easier. If I'm throwing like a hook punch here, here's the thing. Because he can feel me throwing it, if he has the ability to block it, like what a lot of people teach is, you're throwing a hook punch on me, is to block it first and then do that. Or block it and then do that in some kind of combination. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, if you're fast enough to do it. My argument, though, is if I know this is here, and I have enough time to do this, I have enough time to do that, because my brain's going to make the decision of which one to do, in most cases, in the same time frame. So it really comes down to, all I'm saying is your preference of what you feel is the best way to do it. If you're more comfortable trying to stop it first, I recommend you don't try to stop it. In Warrior Flow, when we got to deal with people's arms, while we deal with people's hands or their arms by exception, the rule is if I got to block your arm, I'm not blocking. I don't block anything. I try to break your arm. I try to destroy your arm. So if he's throwing a hook punch, I don't give a crap. I'm not trying to block it and then do this. I'm going to hit this so hard, he's going to want me to kill him just so that he doesn't walk around with that arm that's all messed up, because he ain't going to be throwing no baseballs anytime next year. The point is, I'm going to hit with everything I got. I don't block anything. If his arm is coming toward me, I don't do this and this. I don't do this and this. I hit with everything I got. I have every intention right here of cleaving this bone in half. If I hit him here, I have every intention of not only shattering this bone, but dislocating his shoulder. In other words, I hit for effect. So when I'm practicing here, what I'm doing is I stand square in the middle, and then I just feel myself shifting and moving, and I feel myself sometimes even stepping just to make sure I also develop the timing and coordination to step, because it's not realistic to think you're going to always just stand there, and kind of be like the Matrix. Sometimes you just got to step. So as Anthony's over here, now he puts one hand on, he stands kind of in the middle, and just feels his body shifting offline. And what he's trying to concentrate, keep going, is he's just trying to feel himself move as little as he needs when he's doing this stuff, and not feeling his body all over the place. Whatever his hand will need to do depends on what he feels he needs to do. But this is a good way to practice this. and concentrating on feeling it internally in the body, feeling your weight shifting, feeling, you shifting over one leg or the other, feeling your body turn, and then, even getting a little creative, rolling the shoulders, whatever you got to do. But the idea is you're trying to learn to train yourself to those purposeful habits of moving as little as you need. So hopefully that answers your question.